Guys, welcome to the Real Christian Show. My name is Ben Petch and I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic that I spoke at church today. I had a talk and I just really feel prompted to share this with you guys. So today's episode and today's topic, we're going to jump right into it. I want to talk about you today. I want to talk about you guys. Let me tell you about you. Today I want to tell you the most important thing you guys can know. The most important thing you guys get, the most important knowledge you guys can have. And you know what that is? That is knowledge about yourself. About two things. Knowledge about who you truly are in a spiritual way. And second, knowledge about why you are here in 2025. Why did God wait so many years to send you to the earth? And the reason why I want to talk about this stuff, because this message saved my life. This message has impacted my life more than anything. When it comes to my fulfillment, my relationship with my Savior, with my Heavenly Father, my relationships with people, my career, my mindset, my body, literally everything. And it has made my life to understand what's the big picture of what I'm trying to accomplish and to map it out on how can I accomplish this. And honestly, it has helped me remember what actually matters. So hopefully this episode can help you guys so you can do the same thing. You know, guys, there's a specific reason why you're here. Each one of you guys today. You have talents, skills, gifts, a perspective, experiences, some type of faith that is so important, so special, and so unique that God decided you're going to wait. And I'm going to send you in the latter days. I'm going to send you in the worst period of the earth because you're needed on this specific time. And, you know, this message is not for everybody because I understand that only less than 10%, and probably way less than that, actually applies this information. So I'm talking to that specific group of people that feel inspired to do more, that feel inspired to realize, you know what, this is not the type of life God created me to do and to be. I'm not proud of myself. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm distracted. Maybe I'm just numb. I feel just human. You know, maybe I'm not very proud of the stuff that I've done and where I'm going. I'm not very fulfilled. I'm not very aligned with my purpose and what God, the reason why God created me. And this is for you guys. So, and hopefully with this message, I can ignite and inspire that sense of duty that you are needed and that God needs servants and workers and people that can be like this. That's what we're going to speak today. You know, let me tell you a few things of why you're here. But before we understand of why you're here, we got to understand why you're not here. I want you to know that you did not come to this earth just so you can scroll on social media, just so you can make money and material things, which are very important, but not just that. Just so you can have fun and hang out and chill. Just so you can watch Netflix and enjoy technology and fashions and all these different things and travel the world and just enjoy life. You didn't come for that. Those are benefits and bonuses of our mortal experience. But you have unique things that are so needed for this specific time that God wanted to wait for you to come to the earth. So I want to ask you two questions today, guys. And I really want you to ponder about your life. Number one, I want to ask you this. If you and me can have a one-on-one conversation, and I ask you, who are you? What would you say? And I'm not talking about what you do. I'm not talking about your profession. I'm talking about you specifically. Who are you? Do you know who you are? And I'm not talking about like this or like what you've been able to accomplish on earth, which those are things are very important. I'm going even deeper than that. Because you were created a spiritual being first, and then you came to the earth. You're a spiritual being having a physical experience. You are not a physical being having a physical experience. So spiritually, who are you? You did something before. Each one of you guys watching this or listening to this, I'm pointing at you. You did something before coming to the earth. You made decisions. You helped people in some sort of way. You preached the gospel. You were somebody with skills, talents, gifts, certain faith. You had an agency. You did things before. Who's that person? Now you forgot though, but you were somebody before. Your life did not start the day you were born. The day you were born. So who are you? Number one. Second question I want to ask you guys. Why are you here right now? Why 2025? Why do you think God decided to wait thousands and thousands of years for you to come down the earth on this specific time? Why now? Why? There's a specific mission for you. There's a specific calling for you. And there are specific tasks that you promised and you made covenants with that you will accomplish, that you would accomplish when you came down to the earth. There are specific people that you promised at some point that you were going to reach out and help them out on this specific time on the earth. And that's what I want to talk to you guys today. How can you figure out those two things and why they're so important? You know, guys, you know my story, or if this is your first episode you're listening to. But in 2017, a lot of things happened in my life. Family drama, problems with my parents. I was very alone. I truly felt the devil was out to get me. I truly felt that I was in a spiritual war and I was being under attack. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that, but it was definitely like that in my life. And I felt very overwhelmed. I know God lives because I've seen the opposite. I've seen the evil. I've seen the bad things in my life. And because there has to be opposition in everything, I know God lives, but also the opposite too. And I've experienced it a lot. And it was at a time in my life that because of a lot of things going on in my house, personal life, my house being burned, people robbing into our house twice, fights with my dad, my parents, I almost crashed. One of my friends almost got killed. I went deep down depression. I didn't have anybody, and I felt that it was just me. And I almost ended my life because I didn't know that I mattered. I didn't know what God saw in me at the time. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know who I truly was and how much my existence was necessary on the earth. And that one night that I went to my room and I grabbed a gun, I decided to pray. I don't know why. I don't know what I said, nor I remember. But I do remember how I felt. And it was the first time in my life that I felt God was real. That I felt that He loved me and He knew me. Exactly what I was going through. And the most important thing is I felt that I mattered. I felt that He believed in me. I felt that He saw something in me that at the time I couldn't see in myself. And that belief, guys, that feeling saved my life. Put the gun away. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? These men see something in me and I'm going to follow that. A few years later, fast forward in 2019, I was in Uruguay. And I've shared this story multiple times, but I truly feel prompted to share it today. I was in Uruguay and I served a mission for my church for 2 years, a beautiful experience. It changed me as a man. And I was going to go back home in a month. And I kind of realized, I'm going to go back home. My parents are getting divorced. There's a lot of contention and opposition in my house that I don't want to deal with, and I don't know what to do. So there was this woman that we had a conference, and oh my gosh, guys, if I could tell you about somebody that had conviction, urgency, power, just so focused in what she was doing, it was this woman. And I really felt prompted to go and talk to her and ask for advice. So we're doing during lunch. And I approached her and just started telling her about my life and what I was going through and what I going back to Chile and all these different things. And in the middle of our conversation, she asked me out of the blue, the two questions I asked you guys in the beginning. She said, "Who are you?" And it really caught me off guard. And I'm like, I'm Ben. Like, me? She's like, no, you specifically, who are you? And I'm like, I'm a son of God. Like I didn't know what to I didn't know what to like answer. She's like, Ben, you specifically, who are you? And honestly, guys, I didn't know. I have no idea. And then she asked me, Ben, why are you here? And I'm like, to help people? She's like, Ben, you specifically, why are you here? And why weren't you born 100 years ago, 500 years ago? Why now? And I'm like thinking, like digging deep into my soul and heart, trying to figure out how to answer this question. And I'm like, to have joy, to experience life, fun, I don't know. Ben, God waited thousands of years to send you to the earth. Why now? And honestly, dude, I had no idea why. I didn't know. And I told her, I'm like, Avelia, I don't know. And then she invited me that night to pray, to go to my house because we had the second day of conference the next day. She invited me to go home and ask God those two questions. Who am I? And why am I here on this specific time? And she told me, I want you to ask God to open you, to answer you through the scriptures. And you're going to open your scriptures after you pray on a random page, and you're not going to stop reading until you find an answer. So I went home that night, and dude, I was so hungry because I needed to know. And I kneeled down and I prayed, Father, I need you to help me remember, who am I? What do you want from me? Why did you create me? Why did you send me to the earth right now? Why? And I need you to answer me because I'm going to go see the woman tomorrow. So we're going to talk again. So I need you to tell me. I need you to show me. And guys, after much prayer and meditation and opening the scriptures and reading and pondering and writing and listening to my spirit and my heart and my soul and my mind, I remembered. I woke up spiritually. I remember who I was before coming to this earth, and I remembered what I promised to do when I was going to come to the earth. It's like a wake up experience. I kind of like I woke up from the Matrix, and I went the next day to Avelia, and I told her, "You have no idea what happened. Like I know my purpose, I know why I'm here." And it's funny because she didn't know that 2 years ago Ben almost ended his life because he didn't understand about his influence and the power of his existence that he was going to cause in other people. He didn't know that, but now he knew because he was reading it. So she told me, Ben, when somebody asked me the same question years ago, and I figured it out, stop watching TV, stop scrolling down social media, stop reading the newspaper, I stopped wasting my time. I stopped going to dumb activities and hanging out with people that did not align with my purpose. And she said the word urgency came to me because I realized I had limited time and I had a lot of work to do that got expected from me. That woman changed my life. She has no idea the ripple effect that she's been able to cause in my life because of that experience. Why am I saying this stuff, guys? And I'm not speaking from a place of like, look how holy I am and like all this different stuff. Even though being able to influence and help thousands and thousands of people through my content, my platform, preaching the gospel, and voluntary work that I've done, my companies, my personal brand, work, literally everything. But I'm speaking from a place because I've made mistakes. I've gotten distracted. I've fallen apart from the path that I committed once to follow. I have forgotten about who I am. 2023, 2024, I made a lot of stupid decisions. And that's how the devil gets most people. He gets you to do bad things, but for people that he's not going to get you to do bad things, he'll get you distracted. He'll get you to slow down. He'll get you to waste time. He'll get you to not do bad things, but stopping you from doing amazing things. And that's where he gets most people. Spiritual giants that are sleeping. That's what happened to me last year. And it wasn't until, I've told you guys this story, but it wasn't until I lost everything November, December, that every area of my life was burning. And God reminded me, Ben, seek my kingdom first, and everything that you want shall be added unto you. Ben, focus on your purpose. You've forgotten, and I'm here to remind you. Well, my question and invitation for you guys in this episode today is, I want to invite you to start thinking about who you are And not just thinking, but I want you to go to the source, which is your creator, your maker, and ask him to show you and help you remember of what you're made of, the purpose of your creation, and ask, why am I here? Guys, I testify that there's a specific mission for you. We did not come to the earth just to make money, travel around, and enjoy life, and then we're done and dead, and go to work and do all these different things. There's people counting on you. There's people waiting on you. There's a born natural leader inside of each one of you listening to the show. That's why you're listening to this, because you want to become more like it. And I can promise you that as you ponder these questions, as you write them, as you dedicate time to study these things, and not just learn, but remember things you've forgotten, the Spirit and God will guide you and give you the clarity that you need through the scriptures, through other people, through this episode, for you to know. And I hope that when you know and when you start remembering, you don't look back. There's a lot of work to do, guys. Your purpose, your true identity, is the most important thing you can know. It's knowledge about yourself. You know the funny thing? You know the two people, and probably there's more, but you know the two main guys that haven't forgotten who you are? God and the devil. And I want to talk to you about this because we're truly in a spiritual war. And the devil knows exactly who you are, the type of father, mother, husband, wife, a leader, entrepreneur, sales guy, sales whatever the heck you guys want to do, artist, singer, creator, that you can become. He knows the influence you can have on other people. He knows the impact you can have in this generation. He knows exactly the ripple effect you can have if you commit to fulfilling the purpose of your creation. He knows that. He knows that. He didn't forget. We did. Because part of our purpose on here is to remember and become that person, but he didn't forget. So I want to invite you guys to remind you that we're truly in a spiritual war. I want you to be aware because he's out there to get you. In Luke 22, if I'm not mistaken, 31-32, Christ says, Simon, Simon, the devil is out to get you. And I prayed for you so that our faith doesn't fail you. And he says later on, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. I'm making this episode today with you guys so you guys can become converted, can become transformed, can become that man, that woman that is calling and praying to come out, that is inside of you. Everything you need, it's already inside of you. You just got to let it come out. You got to look inward, not outward. It's inward. We do all these outworks, like physical things for us to get better, when the most important thing we can focus on is spiritual first, inward, and then outward. But we're truly in a spiritual war. There's generations of angels and your ancestors and people that are going to come that are waiting for you to wake up, to become the man and woman that God intended for you to be, and to start living your purpose. Not your job, not your hobby, not what you're good at, or things just to make money, but the purpose of your creation. I truly believe, with all my conviction, that this is the most important thing we can know. And then once you have the big picture, the what, we start planning your life and how can you achieve this, and having more clarity in how you can fulfill the purpose of your creation. This is the whole reason why I started the Real Christian Show, because I truly believe there's a lot of Christians that are not stepping up in their household, in their communities, in their companies, in the platforms, in social media, in sports, and everything. And they're not showing and they're giving a good example. Guys, the world needs role models. The world needs leaders. The world needs true women and true men that are willing to defend the truth and show others what's possible when you do life with God and when you show faith. The world needs people of faith. The world needs people of inspiration, people that set a higher standard. The world needs that. Look around you. We live in the worst period on the earth. You have an opportunity today. You have an opportunity to matter. You have an opportunity to influence people. You have an opportunity to make a difference. And I promise you guys that I love this quote. I forgot who this is a woman, but I forgot what's the name of her. But she said, procrastination is the assassination of your destination. Stop wasting time. Wasting time is a sin. Stop wasting time in numbness, dumb stuff that doesn't get you anywhere. Either things or in people and activities help you get close to your purpose, or they don't. Either they add value to your life or they don't. Find the meaning of why the heck you do what you do and where you're going. I hope this episode can help you be a wake-up call for you guys, just as that woman was for me, and just as I got my wake-up call again last year, November, December. I believe in you guys. We're in this work together. I've seen the opposition spiritually in my life. And I promise you that the most important thing we can do, part of our purpose, is to preach the gospel, help people get closer to God, and make the world a better place. Share this episode if you found it valuable. We depend 100% on you guys to share the show. So if you found this valuable, share it with your friends. Tag us on Instagram. And let me know your thoughts. If you guys have any questions or things that you would like me to talk about, send them directly to my Instagram, BenjaPP201, and it could be about anything. But love you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and see you guys later. Have urgency. Bye-bye.